Hey folks, Crazy Climber 80 here again, and this time we're going to look at a couple things. One is a game called Orbit, created by Atari in 1978, but also, this is my 900th YouTube video. Happy, joy, joy. And as is common with all my 100th videos, I'm going to go back in time via the Crazy Climber 80 DeLorean and go the year in which the game in this video was created, and that's 1978. So let's see what all went on in 1978. First of all, news. Air India Flight 855 crashes near Bombay, killing 213. A blizzard hits the Ohio Valley and Great Lakes area, and also the New England, New York area, killing almost 200. Richard Chase, the vampire of Sacramento, was arrested. He dies a couple years later. And Roman Polanski ditches bail, flees to France after pleading guilty to sex with a 13-year-old girl. Ted Bundy is captured in Pensacola, Florida, and is electrocuted 11 years later. Rhodesia attacks Zambia. Larry Flint, is the Penthouse publisher, is shot and paralyzed in Georgia. The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy radio show is released. Becomes a TV series. Israel forces invade Lebanon, Operation Litani. Somalia and Ethiopia end Ethio-Somali war with a truce. Prime Minister of Pakistan, Zulfikar Ali Bhutto, is sentenced to death for killing a political opponent. Afghan President Daoud Khan is killed by a military coup. Congolese rebels enter Zaire. Garfield comic strip debuts. The first test tube baby, Louise Brown, is born in Manchester, England. Camp David peace accords begin between Egypt and Israel. Both Anwar Sadat and Menachem Begin win Nobels. And there's Jimmy Carter in the middle. Iranian army troops fire on rioters in Tehran, killing 122. An earthquake slams Tabriz, Iran, and at least 15,000 are killed. Pope John Paul I dies after only 33 days of papacy. PSA Flight 182 collides with a private airplane and crashes in San Diego. 144 die. Vietnam attacks Cambodia. Big news, wacko Jim Jones and his People's Temple cult commit mass murder and suicide. Over 900 die, including a congressman in Guyana. Major news. San Francisco Mayor George Moscone and City Supervisor Harvey Milk are assassinated by former Supervisor Dan White. The first Susan B. Anthony silver dollars are released. John Wayne Gacy, mass murderer, is arrested. Space Invaders, huge international hit, worldwide smash hit, causes a yen shortage in its native Japan. It was that popular. Fantastic game. I remember right when it came out. And famed actor from Hogan's Heroes Bob Crane is murdered in an Arizona apartment, bludgeoned to death with camera equipment. Very strange. The movie Autofocus details this. Well, that was the news, and now we're going to look at celebrity deaths. Rest in peace, folks. We'll start with Hubert Humphrey, former Vice President, Joe McCarthy, John Cazale, Will Geer, Aram Khachaturian, composer, Aldo Moro, Italy Prime Minister, Barry Brown, Toady Fields, comedian, Louis Prima, singer, Charles Boyer, actor, Robert Shaw from Jaws, actor, Edgar Bergen, ventriloquist, Gig Young, actor, Norman Rockwell, famous artist for the Saturday Evening Post, Golda Meir, former Israel Prime Minister, Ed Wood, B-movie director, and Chill Wills, actor, singer. And now let's look at music. Some music news. Keith Moon, mercurial drummer for The Who, dies of alcohol poisoning. Crazy but super talented. Sid Vicious and Nancy Spungen. She was murdered and he was arrested, charged with the murder, but dies 2 years later dies 1 year later of a heroin overdose. King Tut debuts the Goofy song on Saturday Night Live. There's Steve Martin. Grace Slick splits from Jefferson Starship and has a serious alcohol problem on stage in Germany. A Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band colossal, awful movie debuts, and it really costs backer Robert Stigwood of RSO Records a whole lot of money. Just cripples him financially almost. Terrible movie. And now let's look at albums. Who Are You? The Gambler. Excitable Boy. Van Halen's debut. Grease soundtrack. City to City. Infinity. Very good album. Earth. Plastic Letters. Blondie. Shadow Dancing. Huge disco success. The Cars debut album. Double Vision, Foreigner. Don't Look Back. Are We Not Men? Great album. Pieces of Eight by Styx. And 52nd Street and Toto's debut. Number one songs: Baby Come Back, Staying Alive, Love Is Thicker Than Water, Night Fever, If I Can't Have You, With a Little Luck, Too Much, Too Little, Too Late, You're the One That I Want from Grease, Shadow Dancing, Miss You, Three Times a Lady, Grease, Frankie Valli, Boogie Oogie Oogie, Kiss You All Over, Hot Child in the City, You Needed Me, MacArthur Park, great song, You Don't Bring Me Flowers, Le Freak. Some other songs that were pretty big hits: Reminiscing, YMCA. That was generally released in late 78. Hold the Line, My Life, Peg, Take a Chance on Me, great song, Baker Street, love that song too. And now we're going to look at some TV shows that debuted in 1978. 2020 news show, Battlestar Galactica, Card Sharks, loved that game show. Dallas, primetime soap, Dark Secret of Harvest Home, cool TV movie. Different Strokes. High Rollers returns. Now the contestants get to roll dice. The Incredible Hulk, great series. Kids Are People 2. Mork and Mindy, classic show. Taxi, also classic. Great game show, Tic-Tac-Doe. Love that show. Vegas. The White Shadow, basketball. WKRP in Cincinnati. And The Stupid Yogi's Space Race, which spun off a number of other shows and had other Hanna-Barbera characters in it. Let's look at the movies. Grease, or Superman. Animal House. Every Which Way But Loose. Heaven Can Wait. Hooper. Jaws 2. The Deer Hunter. Halloween. Coming Home. Faces of Death. Controversial. Midnight Express. California Suite. Same time next year. Coma. Invasion of the Body Snatchers, great movie. Dawn of the Dead, great movie. The Buddy Holly Story. Damien Omen 2, kind of dumb. International Velvet. Up in Smoke, kind of funny. Death on the Nile, The Wiz. Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. Watership Down. Debbie Does Dallas, porn classic. FM. And The Last Waltz. Now let's look at sports. Super Bowl 12. Roger Staubach and the Cowboys destroy Denver 27-10. Randy White and Harvey Martin are co-MVPs. The only time that's ever happened. The Notre Dame Fighting Irish win the NCAA football championship. World Series, Yankees beat the Dodgers 4-2. The finals, Washington Bullets beat the Sonics 4-3. Kentucky wins the NCAA basketball championship over Duke. Hockey, the Montreal Canadiens beat the Bruins 4-2 in the Stanley Cup. Leon Spinks defeats Muhammad Ali, and then Ali returns the favor in the rematch. Now, golf. Masters champ, Gary Player. U.S. Open champ, Andy... I can't read his name. Andy North. British Open, Jack Nicklaus. PGA champ, John Mahaffey. Well, now we're going to look at Orbit. And this was created by Atari in 1978. And it is kind of a copy of the old game Spacewar, a computer game from the 60s, believe it or not. But this is just a 1 versus 2 player. Just shoot the other player as much as you can before the time expires, and you get 30 seconds per coin. And there's like 10 different types of games. Maybe there was more, but I think there's only 10. And in some of them, there's a star in the middle that will pull you in and kill you when you touch it. There are some, I guess, where you can bounce off the walls. There are some where you can, if you get shot, you don't usually automatically die. You can break up into smaller pieces, and those pieces might still be able to fly. And sometimes there will be docking stations you can go into and repair your ship. And there will be sometimes space debris floating around. And the only way you can score is to destroy the other ship. We'll put in a minute of play. This is one of the gameplay versions. Your shot is super slow. You see to point to the other player if you slam into him. You might be able to kill each other. If you touch the wrong docking station, you'll die. So you want to make sure that you touch yours, and mine is the one on the right, I believe. Yeah, sometimes that star in the center will have a gravitational pull. Sometimes it'll be really weak. Sometimes it won't have one at all. See, there's still a piece left of the other player, and they can shoot. Note that on the bottom left, I have 16 shots that I can fire. I'm not shooting, it's the other player I'm controlling. But I have 16 shots I can shoot, and then 82 units of energy. And my time ran out. We'll play another version here. But this is very much like another arcade game called Space Wars, but that one I think was seen a lot more often than this one. But they're both based on an old computer game called Spacewar, created in 1962 for a computer. But yeah, with each coin you get 30 seconds of energy, or 30 seconds of time, excuse me. If you run out of energy or shots, you can only just sit there and wait for the time to run out. In some gameplay versions, you can accidentally shoot yourself. Your shots will be too fast, or you will be too fast. You can run into the shots. You can shoot through the edges, like asteroids. But look how fast I am in this version. Boy, I'm fast. My shots are kind of fast too. But again, don't run into the wrong space station. If you do get shot a little bit and you are kind of broken up, you can fly back into your space station and get repaired. I don't remember seeing this, but I sure as hell saw Space Wars, which was created by, I think, Cinematronics in like 1977. I saw that one a lot. I'd never seen this in arcades. But they both had different gameplay variations. And my shots are much faster, and I'm fast. But yeah, you can break up into smaller pieces if you get shot and dock into your space station and get repaired. But there are a lot of gameplay variations that do not have these space stations. Oops. See, ran into the wrong space station. But sometimes there will be, yeah, and when you have fast shots, you might be able to shoot through the screen and hit yourself. And you can, in some variations, you might slam into the other player's debris after you destroy them and kill yourself. I didn't do that there. There is a hyperspace button I forgot to mention. You press that and you just reappear in a random place. Whoops. But once the timer runs out, you just see the score and that determines who won. This is really kind of a dull game for most people probably nowadays, but like I said, now we have some gravitational pull. Like I said, oops. This one was not nearly as popular, as far as I can tell, as Space War by Cinematronics in 1977, 1 year before this. But I kind of wanted to... Ooh, I shot the floating debris. You get no points for shooting the debris. It's only shooting the other player that you get points for. But I've wanted to do a 1978 tribute for quite a while. I'll definitely be doing something very special for my 1000th YouTube video when that comes around. And I controlled player 2, or at least what was left of them. But yeah, there's like a total, I guess, of 10 10 different varieties of gameplay, and note that, whoa, look how far those shots are flying. You can definitely shoot across the screen and kill yourself. But note that the space stations are not in this one. If time runs out like right as you die, then the opponent will still get the points. They won't show right away, but they will eventually. I'm not really trying to do well in this game by any means. I just wanted to show you all the different gameplay varieties and stuff like that. But don't forget that you have a hyperspace button. So if you get in trouble, if you're starting to get sucked in by gravity, hit that button and you'll escape. Reappear somewhere else. As far as I can tell, you don't usually warp right next to the star, which is very fortunate. But yeah, look how far across I pressed hyperspace. Look how far across you can shoot your shots. They'll wrap all the way across the screen. Yeah. The strength of gravity varies. Ooh, there's a part of me left. Unfortunately, I don't have a... Oh, and I hurt myself again. There's no space stations here, so I can't repair myself. And I shot through the screen and killed myself. But yeah, on some variations, you can get killed by flying through the enemy's debris, I believe. We'll look at another gameplay variety. Yeah, look how slow the shots are now. Yeah, this is pretty dull by today's standards. Yeah, the floating debris can be affected by the gravity. On some varieties of gameplay, even your shots can be affected by the gravity. They can swoop around the star. Kind of interesting to see. Well, I hope you like this look at 1978 if you're a nostalgia buff. And if you weren't born in or before 1978, well, this is a little bit of a history lesson. I was 7 at the time. I was a little kid wearing Garanimals. Boy, the 70s had ugly fashion, but the music was great. A lot of great classic rock. But yeah, I'd never seen this. I only heard of it recently. Some people remember this. I was much more familiar with Spacewar, the 1977 game. And again, both this and the arcade Spacewar were heavily influenced by the 60s computer game Spacewar. And it was spelled Spacewar as one word with an exclamation point at the end. Created in 1962. These are the different varieties of gameplay. I still got a little bit left of the a little bit left of the opponent's ship. Whether you get killed by the opponent or whether you slam into a star or destroy your ship, whatever means, the opponent will get the point. But again, I'm not trying to do well or anything. I just wanted to show you all the different gameplay options, and I just used hyperspace. And there's the debris again. And again, don't expect to get any points from the debris, because you only get that by destroying your opponent or having your opponent destroy themselves. But yeah, I'm only playing 1 minute for each version of gameplay. And yeah, every 100 YouTube videos I do, I'm gonna do sort of a flashback episode. Yeah, this really isn't my cup of tea. I enjoyed Space Wars, the arcade game, back in the day, and there was a place at the Oregon coast a friend of my mom had, and he owned a cabinet of Spacewar, and my sister and I played a lot of that when we were staying at his house. It was kind of fun. He also had a cabinet of Red Baron. That game was pretty cool too. Yeah, you can shoot through the screen at the guy too. I will just get the points for that. There it shows. This might have been the last gameplay variation. There's hyperspace again. Whoop. The gravity's pretty strong this time, and now I've got slow bullets. And there's space debris. Whoa! Used hyperspace at just the right time, didn't I? But yeah, every coin you put in is 30 seconds of time. Well, that is Orbit by Atari in 1978. It is a copy of the old game Spacewar. SPACEWAR exclamation point. Old computer game from 1962. But thank you for watching my 1978 tribute. I had fun with it, and hope you did too. And I also hope you enjoyed my video of Orbit by Atari in 1978. Well, this is Crazy Climber 80 saying thanks for watching Orbit by Atari in 1978. Black and white copy of the old computer game Spacewar. Well, I will catch you later in the future with another video. Have a good one, folks. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.